What if there was a safe space for you to explore artificial intelligence? What if there was a team of friendly professionals waiting to help you examine what you can do with AI in your courses? Welcome to the world of what if.
My name is Elena Almodovar, and I'm an instructional designer here at the Center for Online and Continuing Education. And a topic that I was thinking about was generating rubrics with AI. So that's what I'm going to present to you today. Our objective for today is to explore how AI can simplify and enhance the process of creating rubrics. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the importance of rubrics, challenges of creating rubrics, the benefits of using AI tools, and then we're going to do a live demonstration with 3 tools: ChatGPT and Copilot, and a new tool that I'm so excited to share. Why are rubrics important? This is something that professors and educators ask all the time, and it is a best practice. So first, we would like to talk about how they provide clarity to learners on expectations. So sometimes we create an assignment and we're ready to go, right? We're like, yes, the student is going to just do the assignment. But then when they return it to us, we're like, didn't quite hit on those points that we wanted them to hit on. So rubrics are great to provide clarity on the learner's expectations. They also ensure consistency and fairness in grading. Sometimes professors have up to 200 students in their classes, right? And grading an essay for 200 students, you might start so excited and motivated to read them all, but towards the end, you're getting tired. I don't know. So your grading might become a little biased based on your mood. And rubrics will allow you to kind of hone in on, this is the criteria that I want my students to meet. Rubrics also save time for educators by standardizing assessment criteria. So instead of thinking about it while you're grading, you're like, okay, they hit on this point, they also hit on that point, and you can click through and give them the required points and actually give them feedback, which is, a best practice. We want our students to engage with us and tell them, hey, this is how you can improve, this is where you could improve upon, and this is where you did excellent. So rubrics are great for that. And finally, rubrics encourage reflective teaching practices. As educators, we tend to have objectives, and we want them to align to what their instructional materials are and their assignments. So this practice right here will make sure that those standards are being met through rubrics. Well, what are the challenges of creating rubrics? As an educator, I know that they can take so much time to create rubrics, and sometimes you might be too specific, and then that doesn't allow room for the students to be creative, or you might be really vague, and then the students can wander off in different directions and not hit those points. So one challenge is defining clear and measurable criteria. Is this what we actually want the student to learn? That might take time to develop. Balancing specificity and flexibility. And a huge one is ensuring consistency in grading. Again, sometimes we can be biased or have ambiguity towards our grading. So with a rubric, we know it needs to be consistent throughout, so everyone gets that same learning experience. What are the benefits of AI generating rubrics? Well, number one, time saving. We know professors have so much on their plates, so using a tool can make this process a lot faster. Another is customization. As we said before, one of the best practices for teaching is to make sure that we have alignment through the objective, instructional materials, and assignments, so we can tailor the rubrics to hit on those specific standards and objectives. One of my favorites is innovation. AI can bring out new ideas of what we would like to grade our students with. One example is digital literacy. So this is a new idea that you might want to see their skills. Are they using this effectively, ethically? do they know how to use this tool? So that's a new idea that I got, and I was like, wait, wow, that would be great to add into a grading component. And the last one that I've talked about a lot and want to hone in on, consistency and uniformity throughout the grading process. So as I was brainstorming, I was thinking, how can I make these rubrics with AI? And I thought of two ideas. In a lot of courses, you might have discussions throughout the entire course, and you might want to create one general rubric that ties into all the discussion posts. So my idea for this was just craft a prompt with specific details about the discussion boards. Maybe you might want to grade them on the topic relevance, like are they meeting those standards and is that content applicable? Grammar, are they replying back to their colleagues and collaborating with that student-to-student interaction? And so you can create your prompt, throw it into your tool, and then review and refine. Going to all of these AI conferences and workshops and learning more about this, we know that using AI is such an iterative process, right? You might throw something in and be like, wait, this is great, but I can make it better. And you can add that human touch to it. You could look at it and be like, wait, no, this isn't what I wanted at all. And then you could be like, all right, let me keep going and see what I can find and how I can make this what fits me and my students' best needs. Another idea that I thought about was to tailor it towards a specific assignment. Let's say you have an oral presentation and you would like to grade them on that. So you can use the assignment description and the objective, and you can add specific criteria like, oh, I want to see, are they using eye contact in their presentation? Are they projecting their voice? Like tiny different criteria, and you can add that in there, add a point value, and then add that in, get your output, review, and refine. There are 3 tools that I would like to demo with today. And you guys are going to get a real demo because I have to copy and paste from my presentation this time. The first one is ChatGPT, and I'm just going to ask it from the top of my head to create a rubric. The next one, Copilot, I have a sample prompt that I would like to put in there and show you guys. And then Magic School AI, which is such an amazing tool that I'm so excited to share with you today. So let's not get ahead of myself. Let's go to ChatGPT and ask it some questions. And I want a new chat, so I'm going to go here. All right, this one, I'm going to go right off the top of my head. I want to create a rubric for an oral presentation. Let's see, spell check. Humbling. Okay, so create a rubric for an oral presentation. Can you total it for 25 points? I don't know. Let's just see what it comes out with. All right. Okay. I've done this 3 times now, and every time it's different. So it's really cool to see how you can interact with this tool. So here, and I love this, I love that it's doing this. It gave us like points and like bullet points of like, what is the grading criteria, how many points. But when we think of a rubric, yes, this is useful, but I kind of want a table. So what can I do? I can read through this and I can be like, yeah, this is good, okay. Or no, I really don't like this setup. And I'm gonna say, can you make this a table? And then, okay. Here we go. So for this oral presentation, the categories that it chose for me were the content, the organization, the delivery, visual aids, engagement, and Q&A. I think that's great to start. As I said before, you can read through this, see, okay, it's giving me the point values, it's giving me the criteria. It didn't give me the performance levels, but that's okay. I can go in, refine, and keep going until I get a product that I really like and I think it'll fit my students' needs. Okay, now let's go back to our presentation. And I have the next tool, which is Copilot. This one's a FAU favorite because it's behind that walled garden and I love it as a tool. My sample prompt reads, I need a rubric for assessing a persuasive essay. It should include the following criteria: argument quality, use of evidence, organization, grammar and mechanics, and creativity. The rubric should have 4 performance levels: excellent, good, needs improvement, and poor. Each criterion should have detailed descriptors explaining what is required at each level. As you can see, this is much more specific than what I typed into ChatGPT. So we can get an output that's a little bit better than what we first got. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to plug it into Copilot. And bear with me while I copy paste everything. All right. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it in to here. And it didn't take the I, so let me. Okay. So here's my rubric for my persuasive essay. It has the criteria that I wanted. So argument quality, use of evidence, organization, grammar and mechanics, and creativity. If we scroll right up, it does have the levels of performance that I wanted, and it has the criteria for each level. So I think, again, that's a really good start. We can read through this and make edits as we go. But I want to get into the cool tool next. So let's get into Magic School AI. I'm going to get into this and I'll walk you guys through it, but I do want to just talk about it before. Magic School AI is such an amazing resource, and it's for teachers from K through 12 all the way up to educators and university levels, and it can even go as far as professional development. So I just really love this tool so much. As a previous 7th grade teacher, like, I saw this and I was so excited, and I love that it went to university level because now I can help out my staff, my faculty, sorry. So here I see the AI tools, and it has a plethora of resources. It has presentation generators, lesson plans, text rewriter, multiple choice assessments. But what I want to focus on today is the rubric generator. And as you can see, it'll go down and it has a little star right there. And that's perfect for me because I can start and I can favorite it and it'll go to the top and it's my resource ready to go at the top. It's perfect. So when you go in and you click on that, and don't worry, I'll walk you through. And if that's a little bit small, we'll go through it, so it's okay. Here we have the rubric generator. When I click through that, it'll give me the grade level. So we are at a university. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the university drop down. Click that. A point scale. It goes from 1 to 7 points for each little category. So I'm going to go play around with that, but for here I put 5. Then it has an area for your standard and objective, which is a best practice for alignment, so we love that. And then here we put the specific assignment description. When we press generate, we'll get our output. So let's go ahead and go through there. And again, I'm going to have to copy paste, so bear with me while I do this. So let's go to that page again. As you can see, here's my rubric generator, and here are so many more tools, but rubric generator. All right, university. Point scale 3. I want to try 4 this time. Oh, and I forgot to tell you the best part. I made a sample discussion. So I'm just getting ahead of myself because I'm so excited. So, so here we have a sample discussion. I created this assignment just for this purpose, and this is my objective. So I want the students to be able to evaluate effective strategies for creating inclusive classroom environments. This is for a special ed class. So my discussion prompt has 3 questions. First question is, what strategies can teachers use to effectively differentiate instructions to meet the diverse needs of students in an inclusive classroom? The second is, how can collaboration with co-teacher, paraprofessionals, and families enhance the educational experience of students with special needs? And the third question is, what are some challenges you anticipate in supporting students with special needs, and how might you address them? So I have the 2 things that this AI tool would like. I have the objective and I have the discussion prompt. So I'm going to go ahead and input that into the tool. All right, let's go ahead and grab that objective. Put that here. Now I'll go and grab the discussion prompt. And add this here. And then you can add more if you would like, but I'm just going to go ahead and press generate. And here we have our rubric. So it's choosing the criteria. It is also choosing the performance levels. But as you see, there's a little chat right here. You can go ahead and talk to it and edit as you need necessary. So you can still refine your output here. So let's look through it. And I do want to show you one more thing from here. So here we have differentiation strategies, collaborative approaches, challenge identification and solutions, professional reflection, academic writing, and communication, which I think these hit all the criteria for my discussion board prompt, and it has the scoring guide. So here it says 20 points, outstanding, up to 17 points is excellent, up to 14 points is satisfactory, and up to 11 points is needs improvement. So what can I do here? What I can do is scroll to the bottom, and I can actually export it into a Google Doc. And with all of these tools, you can export them into a Google Doc or copy paste them into a Google Doc, and then have a seamless process to putting it into your Canvas shell if you would like to do so. I'm also going to plug us here. You can come to an open lab and we can help you do all of this. So, moving forward. I really, really, really love the idea that Tanya had to plug and play. So what I've done here is I've created a sample prompt where you can tailor this rubric to your classroom and your content area for your specific needs. So I need a rubric for assessing any type of assignment, discussion, oral presentation, essay, any other assignment. It should include specific criteria. So this is where you can put content relevance, grammar, APA citations, anything that you want to be graded can be put here with however many numbers of performance levels. So you can put 3, I only want excellent and good and needs improvement. Or you can go above and beyond and put 4, however many you want. Each criterion should have detailed descriptors explaining what is required at each level. Please align it with any specific standards, learning outcomes, or skills that you want to emphasize. This is where you can tailor it to your content and your classroom's needs. So you can look at the objectives that you had for that module. Like, what are students able to do this particular week and this particular assignment? Add that here and have your rubric there.